that would have been a disaster. So I do record these. I do send out replays. And if anyone else who doesn't happen to be in this meeting wants a replay as well, they get that. So just to let you know that you will be as part of the replay as well. And if you don't like it, you can quickly change your name and turn your camera off if you like. But otherwise, sit back and enjoy. I love having your cameras on, though. In saying all of that, I love it when cameras are on, because that allows me to calibrate the room really, really well. It allows me to be able to know if I've left any of you behind. It just allows me to be able to keep track of you all really well. And it keeps me engaged as well. Like it keeps my mojo going. So as a Manny Gen, I thrive on attention. Basically, let's put it how it is. I thrive on your attention. So when you're giving it to me, it's just going to make that vortex of my sacral just get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I love it when you're all looking at me and paying attention and like engaging. So that really, really helps me. If you have any questions or any shares, pop them in the chat and I will be keeping an eye on it. So if anything comes up for you, just put question in the chat or share in the chat if you've got anything to share, and then we can pop yourself off mute and then you can share what it is that you want to share or ask your question. I'm very happy to have this as interactive as you like, okay? Because if you have got a burning question about something, chances are someone else is going to have the question as well. So you will be serving the room by your question. There is no such thing as a silly question. Only sitting there wondering is what's going to be silly about it. So please ask any questions that you have. I will be more than happy to answer. Now, if my computer does something funny, which I have turned it off and I've turned it back on again, but sometimes it does this weird key lock chain thing and I can't get out of it, I will need to turn my computer off and on again. Just bear with me. It will take just a few minutes. I've already worded up Millsy. She's going to be doing a dance of the 7 veils in the meantime. So she will keep you entertained. It was Cherie last time and the computer didn't break down and everyone was really disappointed. But yeah, Millsy, you're up. You good, Millsy? Excellent. Good. So if I do a bit of this and I do a bit of this, it just means that I'm after your interaction. So if I do that, just follow along. Just go, yep, I'm still with you. Or if you're not going, I can usually tell by your faces anyway if I'm leaving anyone behind. And last but not least, yeah, have fun. Make this as interactive as possible. Ask all your questions. Take notes, because there are going to be some things where I'm going to say, write this down because this is freaking gold, okay? Because some of the stuff is going to be triggering tonight. I'm going to give you the heads up. Some of it's going to be triggering. Some of it is going to make you look at your behavior and go, oh, I didn't realize I did that for that reason. So just to give you fair warning, but I trust that you're here and you guys can handle it because you've got this. You're here because you want to create some sort of change, or you just want to, I don't know, look at me for an hour and a half and hear what I have to say. Either or, you're going to get it all tonight. So are you all with me? Excellent. Love it. Brilliant. I've got Gina right in the middle of my screen and it's so cool. She's like, brilliant. Okay, so I'm just going to start sharing my screen and going to get started. Hello, Samsung. There's someone who is a Samsung. Let me know your name, Samsung. I think you might be Carol, but I could be wrong. It's okay. Either or, you are most welcome here. Okay, so not my monkeys, not my circus. Who's here just for the name? Absolutely. Oh, I'm just opening up the chat box over here. Excellent. Oh, it's Cherie from Darwin. Hi, Cherie. Excellent. Good to have you here, my love. And I'm just letting someone else in. Brilliant. Someone from like overseas that isn't New Zealand as well. That's cool. Excellent. So yeah, I love this title because I find myself saying it more and more all the time, because so many women are taking on so many more monkeys than what they need to in a circus that does not belong to them. certainly we all have our own circus and our own monkeys, but let's not take on anyone else's, hey? So Liz says, my favorite quote. Yeah. Oh, you even got it on a key ring. I love it. I love it, Liz. I need that key ring. Hello, good to see you. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. Sorry. Can you come off mute and just say what your name is so I can pronounce it correctly?
Hi, Gary. You can call me Mai. Hi,
Mai.
everyone. Sorry, I'm late.
Oh, no problem at all. I'm just glad that you're here. Nice to have you here, Mai.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okie dokie. So, letting go of the drama, letting go of the overwhelm, letting go of the frustration, bring your energy back to you. This is what it is all about. So, step right up and welcome. For those of you who don't know me and are new to my world, welcome. My name is Kerry. I will be your ringleader for this evening. I didn't have a hat. I should have grabbed a hat. Too late. I am a 47-year-old wife and mother of two. I've got two teenage children. I've got a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old. I am also a registered nurse as well. So I am in the oncology hematology field, or I was. Now I'm working casually all over Cabrini Hospital, and I'm a human design specialist. I have been studying and diving into human design for the last about 2.5 years. So that really is my bread and butter. But what I love doing is I love combining human design, mindset, and energetics coaching all together in a big, juicy pile of gooey awesomeness, because I believe that human design is like ground zero. This is how we are designed to move through the world. This is our purpose. This is what we're here to do. And then there's so much that gets in the way of that. So it's all about figuring out who you are and then moving through all of the stuff that gets in the way of that. So the reason why I do what I do is there's this quote by David Henry Thoreau, which gets me in the feels every time I hear it. And it is, people live lives of quiet desperation and go to their graves with their songs still in them. Doesn't that stick it in and break it off, that quote? Because of the truth in it. So many of us, we are like leaves on the breeze, just reacting to life as opposed to having purpose and living it. And the truth of it is in my father, who passed away too early. It's in the people in our lives that go to that. They never realize their full purpose. They never realize their full potential, and they don't ever really go for it in their lives. And that to me is absolutely heartbreaking. So this is why I do what I do. So people live lives of quiet desperation, go to their graves with their songs still in them, not on my watch. Any woman who reaches out to me, I want them to know that they are here for a purpose. So my mission and my purpose is to help women find what that purpose is and move through all of the bullshit that gets in the way of us getting to that purpose. And that's what I feel that my mission is to do. And from a human design perspective, I am here to be a guide. So that is my incarnation cross. That is my life purpose. So that is what I'm here to do. And that is why I do what I do. So why am I running this particular masterclass? So I am saying, not your monkeys, not your circus all the time, because what I find is women get really embroiled and waste their energy on monkeys and circuses that are not their monkeys or their circus. So, and I'm finding it more and more, the more speaking events that I'm going to, women are talking to me afterwards. They're saying, I'm not feeling my sacral light up. I'm not feeling what my purpose is. And I'm saying, are you taking on too much? That's why you're not lighting up over life. So yeah, many women take on so much more than what they need to, and it is wearing you guys out, and it is burning you guys out. Who's dealt with burnout before? Yeah. We're taking on far too many monkeys in a circus that does not belong to us, and it is a one-way trip to Burnoutsville. Okay, so Amelia raised her hand. Thank you. Oh, and I got thumbs up. I'm loving all of this. Excellent. And hello to Sue and Heps who have just joined us as well. Hello, guys. Good to see you here. So this masterclass is going to be hugely helpful for those who find themselves, and I'd love to see a show of hands or a thumbs up if this is you. If you say yes to the things that you want to say no to, how many of us do that? If we ever wonder, why do they do that? Why are they like that? Why are they raising their kids that way? Why do they do things that way? Who does that? Yep. If we are generally rescuing, fixing, martyring ourselves, if I don't do it, nobody else will. Yep. If you get embroiled in the drama of other people and it doesn't feel good. Oh, yeah. Lynette's like, yes. If you find yourself starting to pull out of social events because they feel too much, it's like, nah, it's just one more thing I can't handle. Yep. Do you often feel frustrated and resentful? If people are constantly telling you that you're doing too much, slow down. You're doing too much, but you feel like you're never doing enough. Yep. Everyone's arms are getting sore because they're like, yeah, God, yes, get on with it, Kerry. If people who are takers seem to linger around you, yeah, they know where to go. They know what side their bread's buttered on. Why would they go anywhere? If you feel like you're being overly emotional and irritable, Nikki's like, Nikki, put your feet down. If you know you are lacking self-care, oh, everyone's hand should be up. Yep. Except Gina. Gina's like, no, I went to the retreat, man. I'm good. So if you are feeling any of those things, chances are you are taking on the monkeys in a circus that does not belong to you. So there isn't a single person who did not put their hand up. So this is going to serve you on some level 100%. Okay. So there were a few themes that came up. I did a couple of weeks ago a text message for the people who had already registered, and I had said, what is it that you're hoping to get out of this masterclass? And I had kind of an idea from the feedback that I've got from my current coaching clients, plus the feedback that I'd gotten from women who come to my speaking events, what kind of things that they wanted to where they were losing their energy and where they wanted to bring it back. And there was a few things I thought, I don't think that they would want that. And then a comment would come through and I was like, oh, okay, they do want that. So I brought it back in again. So the monkeys that I will be focusing on for this particular masterclass, based on the feedback that I got from you guys, is the three. I've tried to narrow it down to 3, but I've actually probably sneakily put 4 in there. But I was like, I've got to nudge that in there somewhere. So it's not as clean cut in the categories as what I would like, but I'm trying to serve you as much as possible. So number 1 is saying yes to the no's. So how to say no and set boundaries around that without feeling bad about it. Who wants that? Oh, yeah, because we can say no, but the guilt gets us afterwards. The guilt gets us afterwards. So the drama drains. So getting embroiled in drama. So sometimes when people pull you into conversations that don't feel great, how to get out of that. And then if you do get embroiled in the drama and you get a little bit judgy McJudge face and you wonder why people like that, I wouldn't do it that way. That's also giving away your energy as well. So that's the 2 that I'm trying to combine together. It's a little bit messy, but we'll get there in the end. And then we've got the unrequired heroes. We have got the people who rescue, the people who dive in to save people who are perfectly okay doing things on their own. Is anyone an unrequired hero? Yeah. Oh, good. There's a couple there. Excellent. And I know that there will definitely be a few in the recording who are going to be loving the unrequired hero part. The unrequired hero is probably going to be the most triggering out of all of them, I would imagine. But we will see. We will see. So those are the three particular topics that I'm going to be talking about. So this is really, really juicy. Okay. Any questions so far? Is everyone good? Excellent. Good, good, good. All right. Let's get into the juicy, juicy juju. So now I do cuss a little bit. I am sorry if there's any littlies around. Oh, and you attract needy people, Cherie. Yes, the loiterers. The loiterers. As I said, they know what side their bread's buttered on. That's for sure. They know. You know that the old saying, always ask a busy person to do something for you. That's why they know what side their bread's buttered on. So why the fuck do we do this to ourselves, right? Why do we do it? Now, we will often say to ourselves, I don't know why I do this. But everything we do is a strategy. And we all do what we do because on some level, we get something out of it. Let that sink in. Even though we don't know why it is we do what we do it because we get something out of it. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. Okay? And let me tell you, the problem is never the problem. And I will explain that more as we go in. So often my coaching clients will come to me with a problem, but the problem that they come to me with, there is always going to be a deeper layer to it. There's always going to be something else. There will always be a reason why that is a problem. So now I'm going to go into a little bit of psychology, and I'm going to explain why we take on the monkeys of other people's circus that do not belong to us. So this is why we take on other people's monkeys. And this is actually really quite deep-seated stuff. So I hope I don't lose you all. If I'm losing you, put your hand up, jump off mute, jump in the chat. But this is deep stuff. So I hope you're all ready to go to the journey of the center of the earth with me. Are we okay with this? I'm going to go deep. I'm going to go deep straight away. Okay. So the reason why we take on the monkeys of those who do not belong to us is, number one, uncertainty. We want to know how things are going to turn out. Do you all ever wonder why you jump on my tarot card readings? Because you want to know the outcomes to stuff. You want to know the answers to stuff, right? We hate uncertainty. We hate not knowing what's going to happen. So we want to know the outcomes to things. And this is how our brain keeps us safe, by doing things that we know what the outcome is going to be. So how does it do this? It keeps everything the same. This is why change is so difficult, because we want to change, but our brain freaks out because it doesn't know. If you stop doing the thing that you've always done, I'm not sure what the outcome is going to be. So I'm going to instill fear so you don't do that thing. That's why we self-sabotage. That's why change is so difficult. So when everything stays the same, even the really, really unresourceful, silly things that we do to ourselves, when everything stays the same, the outcome is guaranteed, and your brain is going, kept you alive, didn't I? So there is safety in sameness. We don't like uncertainty because we like to know the outcome, because that's the way the brain keeps us safe. Does that make sense to everyone? Yep. Excellent. If it doesn't, please put it in the chat. Oh, I've got someone coming. Let her in. Okay, so uncertainty. Number one thing that holds us back. So when something happens and our brain can't predict the outcome, because there's safety and sameness and we love certainty, our brain freaks out. It's like, We don't know what the outcome is going to be. So how does it freak out? I gave the game away a little bit earlier. It puts us into fear. So it puts us into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So have we all heard of fight, freeze, or fawn? Or is fawn something that you're not quite sure of? Yep, got a thumbs up by Cherie. Yep, excellent. So for those of you, I had only just heard fawn is new, don't know fawn, excellent. So obviously the fear response, we have got fight. We fight our way out of whatever situation it is. We flight, we flee, we run away. We freeze, play dead. They might leave us alone. Fawn is the people pleasing. Fawning is the, oh, this is really scary and I feel really uncomfortable, so let me fix this for you. Let me smooth it over. You're fawning. You're like, let me fix this for you. Very much people-pleasing vibe. We fawn. We make things better. We fix. Does that make sense? Yeah. And fawning is something that us as women very good at doing. Very good at fixing, smoothing over, fawning. We'll make it nice for you. Please don't get angry because it makes me intensely uncomfortable. So yeah, makes sense. Excellent. You're such a fawn. I look at you as like a little Bambi fawn, Liz. So fawn is one of the things that we, especially as women, do when we're in fear. We try and smooth things over because when people are upset, we don't know what the outcome's going to be. That scares the shit out of us. So we try and smooth it over. We try and fix it. So in life, some of the it is actually the 4 fears that most of us have as women that hold us back are, and my coaching clients, you could, if I took you all off mute, you would all be able to say it in unison all at once because we talk about this all the time. But there are 4 main fears that hold us back. Write these down because these are gold. Okay. So we have a fear of not belonging. Belonging is a core human need. We fear not being enough. We fear not being loved or liked. And we fear judgment. These are the things that hold us back from so much. And every fear that we have, every time that we do behaviors that are fear-based, and some of these might surprise you, whenever we are in perfectionism, whenever we are in procrastination, whenever we are in people-pleasing, whenever we are in self-sabotage, whenever we do these behaviors that we don't know why we do them, but we do them because we get something out of them, it can be chunked up. If I was to coach you for about 10, 15 minutes, we would chunk up to one of those 4 fears. I don't start things because I fear I'm going to fail and then I'll be judged. I need to get it perfect because if I don't get it perfect the first time, people aren't going to love me. So it goes on. I could do another 10, 15 examples of that. But those 4 fears, everything that stops us, everything that holds us back can be chunked up to those 4 big fears. So if you are doing a behavior that does not serve you, I would highly encourage you to journal around and see if you can chunk it up to these 4 fears. 1, 2, all of them. How am I going so far? You all still with me? Have I already dropped like a couple of bombs? Yeah. Excellent. Those 4 fears, game changer, once you know those. Okay. So how do we know when uncertainty and fear is taking over us? Because this is the reason why we take on monkeys and circuses that don't belong to us, because we are in uncertainty and in fear in some way, shape, or form. So how do we know when we are fearing something or when we are feeling uncertain? Any ideas? Can you put it in the chat? I'll just sneak up just a little bit, just a taste. No ideas? Do I have to give it away? Okay. So we know, journaling. Where are you, Gina? There you are. Journaling, so writing it down. So journaling is like keeping a diary. So asking, it's a really, really good way, Gina, of being able to really dig deep into your feelings, because once you start a line of questioning to yourself, it's amazing what opens up. So that's what journaling is about. Maybe that can be my next masterclass, all about journaling. So how do we know when we are in fear or we're feeling uncertain? Our bodies tell us. 100%. Our bodies tell us. We feel it in our bodies when we are in fear. And fear and uncertainty feels intensely uncomfortable. So go below the neck. You'll feel it in your body. Think of the last time that you were frightened of something. Think of the last time you had to have a confrontational conversation. Go below the neck. How did that feel? And I'd love for you to pop it in the chat or come off mute if you like. How did it feel in your body when you had to have an uncomfortable conversation? It's uncomfortable, isn't it? It feels horrible. So when you start living in a way, avoidance, heavy, tight, makes you feel ill. Good one, Nikki. Absolutely. You will feel the contraction. You will feel your body putting you in fear. This is not what you normally do. You don't normally confront people, so you need to stop that. And what it does puts you into fear. When your body is in fear, your mouth goes dry. Your heart starts thumping because it needs to get off. It doesn't know, do I need to fight? Do I need to fly? What do I need to do? Mouth dry, heart thumping, sweating, all the things. Your body will tell you when you're in fear or when you're feeling uncertain. But the first clue will be in your gut. You'll feel contraction. You'll be like, don't like this. Your neck hurts, teeth grinding, feel sick, hips. Wow, that's huge. But you'll tense up. Absolutely. Anxiety, heart palpitations, increased body heat. 100%. Yep. So you guys, tightness in your chest, sick in your stomach. 100%. All of these are your body telling you you're in fear. We need to fight. We need to fly. We need to freeze, or we need to fawn. We need to do something to remove ourselves from this thing that is making us feel uncomfortable. Voice is weaker. Absolutely. You start go, because there's pressure. There's pressure to get yourself out of the situation. So when you are conscious of what is going on in your thoughts, so what thoughts you're thinking and what's going on into your body, you're going to be more tuned into when you are in fear, or what was the other word? I've gone blank. In fear, or when you can't predict the outcome. You know what I'm trying to say. So these things now, can we all just take a moment to just all go, for our little uncertainty. Thank you, Hel. Uncertainty and fear. Can we all just take a moment for the monkey, please? How cute is he, right? I actually saw Liz go, So what I want you to know is the strategies that we're going to be talking about, the 3 strategies of saying yes to the no's, getting embroiled in drama, and rescuing people. These are strategies that you have learned, and they are actually not your fault. So I don't want you to blame yourself for being this way. These are strategies that you learned from your childhood. And as adults, you have not learned better tools. Okay, so I don't want you to be kicking your own butts about this. I don't want you to be blaming yourself that I should know better. If you could have done better, you would have done better. Okay, so if you see yourself in any of these situations, do not kick your own butt about it. Okay, this is deep-seated childhood stuff we're going to be talking about. So as children, this is how it all plays out, right? As children, it hurt when we felt judged, rejected, ridiculed, or abandoned, and we actually couldn't handle it. So if our parents, if our caregivers, if our older siblings judged us, rejected us, ridiculed us, abandoned us, told us that who we were in any way, shape, or form was not right, it hurt like physical pain. And we actually couldn't handle it. It felt safe and uncertain. If I behave this way and mummy doesn't like that, she's going to abandon me and I will starve and be out on the street. That's how our child mind works, okay? So we, instead of being who we were and letting our parents deal with the discomfort of their own emotions around that, ha, 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 wouldn't that be nice if we did that? We learned to adapt ourselves, because as children, it couldn't be them, it was us. We were the problem. We had to change. So we made it about us and we changed our behavior. So we put on masks, we played roles, and we did what we had to do to make our caregivers happy again. This is what we learned in our formative years. This is from like birth to 8, 9 years old. We learned this in our childhood. This is core, deep-seated subconscious programming. And as adults, we have not learned any better. So we keep on playing those strategies, playing those roles, putting on those masks that don't necessarily lead us back to who we are. And this is how it plays out. Is everyone still with me? I've gone deep real quick. So if this is blowing your mind a little bit, if you're not wrapping your head around it, please watch the replay. The more times you hear this, it is going to land more and more, okay? So an example of this is, oops, oh my goodness, hang on, woo. I peaked early, hang on, here we go. Right, so a plausible example of this is, as a child, say you were 3 or 4 years old, you got angry and you expressed it, as toddlers and children are very, very good at doing. Something doesn't go their way, they get angry, they have a tantrum. Your caregivers, your mum, your dad, whoever was in a position of power looking after you, told you that that behavior was not good enough. You have a temper tantrum in the shopping center, I'm walking away, I'm going to abandon you. That behavior, what you're doing, who you're being right now is not acceptable to me, I'm walking away. Or you got punished for it, you got a smack on the bum for it. They somehow, or they ridiculed you, they made fun of you. Somehow they told you that your behavior was not acceptable to them. They weren't happy with how you're expressing yourself. You felt bad. You thought you were going to get rejected. You're like, I'm not being enough for my mum and dad at the moment. And you need your caregivers. You literally, as a child, you need your caregivers to survive, to eat, to be loved, to drink, to have a roof over your head. You need them. It feels like physical pain when you thought your parents were going to abandon you. It feels like pain. It feels like death, actually, without putting too big a dramatic point on it. It feels like death. So you soon learn to shut down that emotion. You soon learn, shit, that's not enough, that's not good. I need to be something else. I need to do something else. So you learn to shut down your anger. Oh, sorry, mummy. Yes, I'll do what you say. Boom. People pleaser is born. Mummy's happy with me now. Mummy's cuddling me. Mummy's telling me what a good girl I am. This feels good. This feels safe. This feels certain. People pleaser is born. And so every time it happens again, my mum's not happy, I need to start pleasing her. I please her, she calms down, she gives me a cuddle, she tells me what a good girl I am, my nervous system calms down, and a pattern of behavior is created. Hello. How many people can relate to that? Everyone see that? Excellent. Okay. So this is why we take on the monkeys of other people's circuses. This is why we do it. Okay, because it's a pattern of behavior that we have learned from childhood. And there are certainly variations of all of this, but this is just a good example. So the golden monkey, the trifecta, I was going to say the trifecta, but there's actually 4 bits there. So the lens that we're going to be looking at these 3 things that keep us stuck, that make us adopt other people's monkeys, is, I've called it the golden monkey just because I found this little lotus monkey and I thought that's a good name for it, why not? Oh, Millsy, yeah, I feel terrible for what trauma I may have caused my kids by doing this to them. I feel you 100%, Millsy. This is why I've done my parenting program as well. Once we learn the cycle, we can break the cycle. And we are never going to be perfect, but we are going to do the best that we can with the tools we have. And when we do have better tools, we will do better, 100%. But yeah, and it's really, really good caveat as well to understand that our parents didn't know any better, so they couldn't have done any better either, because they had parents who didn't know better and couldn't do better. They couldn't deal with their own emotions, and so they had not a freaking clue what to do with ours. So they shut it down because of their own discomfort. And so the cycle goes. But when we can take care of ourselves and our emotions, then we can be there for them in theirs. And then they can be better expressions of themselves. But I'm going off track. But you don't kick yourself. If you could have done better, you would have done better. And you are getting better tools. So it's all good. That's why we're here. Okay, so the golden monkey is a trigger. Something happens that makes us feel discomfort in our bodies. And that puts us into uncertainty and fear. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm not sure what the outcome of this is going to be. So we've switched to the behavior that is familiar to us. I'm going to go into people pleasing because that usually fixes it and everyone's happy. Even though it kills my soul to do it and I'm not expressing myself as I do it, it fixes it. It calms down my nervous system and I feel safe. So I'm going to keep on doing this behavior because it's giving me something. And that something is a feeling of safety and calmness. Does this make sense? And then the trigger happens again. You feel the same old discomfort and uncertainty and fear. So you do the old behavior. And every time you do the behavior that is not expressing yourself, you're moving a little bit further away from who you really are. Okay, so that's the golden monkey. So this is the lens that we will be looking at these steps through. So this cycle, understanding this cycle, is going to help you with most behaviors that hold you back and don't serve you. People pleasing, procrastination, self-sabotage, all these things. The brass monkey. Why did I think about the brass monkey? Golden monkey sounds lame now. Thanks, Sheree. I need your intel on my next masterclasses when I'm trying to think of like clever things. So this cycle will help you with those behaviors that hold you back, that put you in self-sabotage, that take you away from who you really are. Okay. So number one, we're getting to the nitty-gritty. Have I lost anyone? Is everyone still with me? Everyone's good? Excellent. I'm so excited to get into this stuff. My sacral was like, so calm down. All right. Saying yes to the no's. Okay. So why is it important that we don't say yes to the things that we want to say no to? Why fight this fight, right? Why not just keep everyone happy and say yes to the things you want to say no to and keep everyone happy? Why? Why don't we just do that? It's a major energy drain. Like when you say yes to the things that you don't want to do, how does it feel in your body? Like just take a minute. The last time you said yes to something you wanted to say no to and you did the thing that didn't feel right, go below the neck and remember how that felt. Didn't it feel heavy? Didn't it feel like contraction? Tiring. Yes, Gina. It drains you. 100%. So yeah, exhausting. Yeah, put it in the chat. How did it feel? Heavy, tiring, exhausting. Oh, Alexandra's here. Let me read as well. Feel resentful and annoyed. Yes, Amelia. It's like, why did I do this to myself again? Emotional. Liz, yeah. Overcommitted, overwhelmed, says Cherie. Defeated. Oh, these are gold, ladies. 100%. Yes. Burnt out. I've given too much of myself away again. So it puts you in your not self thing. So from a human design perspective, we all have a not self theme, and it's what we feel when we're not in the right place at the right time with the right people doing the right thing. It's our not self theme. So for generators and manifesting generators, we feel frustration. We're like, "Argh." For manifestors, it's anger. They feel angry when they're not doing the right thing at the right time with the right people in the right place. For projectors, it is bitterness, resentment. And for reflectors, it's disappointment. So it puts you in not self-theme when you're not, oh, hell says wasted. That's, yeah, absolutely. Wasted energy. Yeah, so it puts you in your not self-theme. And we are not designed to sit in our not self-theme. It's a good guide to know where we should be going, but we shouldn't be sitting in it for too long, okay? Think of the things that you could be putting your energy into instead. All of that heavy energy that you're feeling, think if that felt light and it was actually going into something that you wanted to do, what the difference would be. Because here's the interesting thing. Energy cannot be created or killed off. It can only be changed. So if we take that dense, heavy energy and turn it into light, airy, fun energy instead, how much more would we get achieved? How much better would that feel? So yeah, think of the things you could be putting your energy into. And every time you are saying yes to something you don't want to do, you are saying no to yourself. You're saying yes to other people, but you are denying yourself. You're abandoning yourself. So let's look at it through the brass monkey, as I'm now going to call it, because it sounds so much better than the frigging golden monkey. So the trigger is someone has asked you to do something or go somewhere that you don't want to do. Like, how typical is that over Christmas? Can you just make 3 pavlovas for us? You're really good at the trifles. Oh, come to this event. And you're like, no, I don't want to. But it's like, oh, I should. I need to. I ought to. I must. Any of those words, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, should, need to, ought to, have to. Heavy energy. Listen to that. Listen to how that feels. Is that weird? Yeah, listen to how it feels. It feels heavy, doesn't it? It feels heavy. So the uncertainty and the fear that will come up from someone asking you to do something or go somewhere that you don't want to. The uncertainty and the fear that you will feel, is if I say no, they're not going to like me. If I say no, they're going to think I'm lazy. So what does that chunk up to? The judgment. I might miss out. I might actually miss out on something. I won't belong if I miss out. Boom. I don't want to disappoint them. What fear is that? They're not going to like me. Yep. Boom. But I want to help. Or I'll feel guilty if I don't go. I'll feel bad. So that's the uncertainty. That's the fear. That's the discomfort that comes up in your body. I'll feel judged. I won't be loved. No one will like me. They'll talk about me if I don't go. All the things. So the behavior that you do to alleviate that is you do the thing that you didn't want to do anyway. Right? But the outcome, and what I've also just added in as well, is the cost that you have to, the price you have to pay for it is. The outcome is it will calm your nervous system because you've kept everyone else happy. But the cost to you is you've sold your soul a little bit. You've just take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Like, you've just sold your soul a little bit because it's not what you wanted to do. You've sacrificed your peace and your energy for someone else's comfort, for someone else's peace and their energy. So yeah, boom. So that's the cost that it's come at. It gives you peace. It calms your nervous system down because things have stayed the same. You haven't had to have that uncomfortable conversation, but the cost has been you, your authenticity, who you are. So when you think of the uncertainty and the fear, know that it always will chunk up to those 4 big fears that we spoke about. And just know that those 4 fears are absolute bullshit. They're BS. because you are always going to belong, because you are here. You are part of the human race. You are always going to belong somewhere to someone. You are always enough. That fear of not being enough, you are always enough exactly as you are. Always. You're worthy because you're here. Nature doesn't make mistakes. We all exist because we're worthy of it. You will always be loved by your people. And any judgment on you is a reflection of their own insecurities. So know that those 4 fears are BS. So Lynette says, but I want to do most, but that too is not self-care. Absolutely. Really good point that you bring up, Lynette. Like, the caveat to this is, if you want to help, if you have the energy for it, if your cup is overflowing and someone asks you for help and you want to help and you want to give from a place of like, oh, this is going to make me feel awesome if I give this to this person, 100% do it. I'm not saying shut down everybody, but make sure that your cup is full first, and make sure that the energy that you're giving it from and doing it from isn't heavy, isn't from a place of need to, have to, I should, I ought to. Does that make sense? Yeah, awesome. If you want to do these things for people, absolutely 100% do them if you have the energy for it, and if it comes from the place of, I want to do this. This is going to feel light. This is going to make me feel good if I do this. Okay? But excellent point, and thank you for bringing that up, Lynette. Cherie says, but I want to help. Yeah, well, hopefully I just addressed that for you as well, Cherie. If you want to help, if you have the energy for it and it feels light to do it, then 100% do it. But if it comes from a place of needs to, have to, shoulds, then be true to yourself. So all of this comes down to boundaries, okay? We've either got boundaries that are like the walls of Troy and we don't let anyone in, or we have got sloppy ass boundaries and sheep and cows are running across into all the fields because there are no fences. So most of us are either one way or the other. We are allowed to have boundaries, okay? We are allowed to say no. And this can be very, 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 very hard. Line in the sand, absolutely. You're allowed to say no. You are allowed to suck at it. This is something that people don't understand when they're first setting boundaries, is that you are allowed to not be great at it at the start. And in my group coaching, we go very, very deep into boundary setting. How do we know what our boundaries are? How do we set them? The one thing that I will say is that you're allowed to suck at it. If you set a boundary and someone is crossing it, you don't need to shut them down immediately and say, no, that is a boundary and you are not going there. None of us will feel comfortable with that. Our nervous system will shut us down and we'll be drooling in a corner, rocking back and forth somewhere going, oh, this isn't good. You're allowed, but you need to do it in a way that is going to, that your nervous system is not going to shut you down to do. So if someone asks you to go somewhere or do something that you don't want to do, you don't need to shut it down straight away and have that confrontation in the moment. What you can do instead is say, I'm actually not sure if I'm busy that day. Can I get back to you tomorrow? And then text the no to them later if that makes you feel calmer, okay? Or if someone's saying, can you make the pavlova for Christmas? Just go, let me think about that. I think I've got something else on. Then get back to them later and say, I'm really sorry, I can't. I won't have time. Yep, you are 100% allowed to change your mind, Cherie. 100%, okay? So you are allowed, you don't have to be a firm no every time. You can suck at it. You can say, let me get back to you, and then text it later. You can completely chicken out, but keep the promise that you made to yourself that it was going to be a no. Okay? It's going to feel intensely uncomfortable. You are going to feel all the feels. Your body will put you in fear because you always say yes, especially if you always say yes. Your body's going to go, oh, you always say yes to these things, and it's going to put you in fear. You're going to get the dry mouth. You're going to get the shakes. You're going to get the sweats. But just know that on the other side of your fear is your freedom to be yourself again, okay? Now, you are allowed to have boundaries. Your boundaries are up to you. Their reaction to your boundaries is up to them. That part isn't up to you. Okay? So your boundaries are your responsibility. Other people's reaction to them is not your responsibility. How they react to your boundaries, not up to you. Not your monkey, not your circus. Okay? Now, this is going to be really triggering though. So what I want to do is I want to just do like a little exercise with you to help you guys to calm down your nervous system, because I know that for some people, setting boundaries is really, really hard to do. And you're like, but it all comes up. My throat goes dry. I can't find my words. I get the sweats. I get the shakes. It feels like proper fear. It feels like I'm in danger. So what I'm going to do, and I go very, very deeply in my group coaching around keeping your nervous system calm. Okay. So when you want to set a boundary, when the fear and discomfort is coming up in your body and it feels really real, what I want you to do is, you can't control how your body is reacting to it. You can't control the dry mouth. You can't control the shakes. You can't control the sweats. You can't control the heart palpitations. But the one thing that you can control is your breath. You can control your breath. So when you are setting a boundary and it feels intensely uncomfortable, what I want you to do is to take a minute and do 4 counts in through your nose as you breathe, and then 4 counts out through your nose. In through your nose, out through your nose. And do 4 in, 4 out for 4 cycles. And when you breathe in that way, what it does is it calms your nervous system right down. When you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth deeply, it's telling your body, nothing to panic, don't panic, nothing to worry about, because we're calm. When your body's like, what are we doing? Are we fighting? Are we flighting? What are we doing? When you breathe in for 4, out for 4 through the nose, it's going to keep your nervous system calm. Then you can do the thing. Does that make sense? And does that help? Excellent. Brilliant. Cool beans. Okay. I'm going to go back to sharing the screen. Oh, where's my share screen thing gone? What have I done? Hang on. Here we are. Okay, good. Slight panic moment there. There we go. Excellent. Okay. So that is how you maintain boundaries. And that is, if you feel the fear coming up for you, setting boundaries, etc., do those 4 breaths, calm your nervous system down, and know that you will be okay. You set boundaries, you will be okay, and so will they. Okay? Right. I'm just looking at the time, and I've only got half an hour, and I'm only at number 1. Okay. We feel guilty if we say no. Why do we feel guilty when we say no to things? Because as soon as we say no, we feel the guilt, don't we? Am I right? Yep, 100%. So this is from, again, deep-seated conditioning. So I would encourage you to journal, to write about, were your mothers and your grandmothers always taking on too much? Did they always say yes to the no's? Because we learn from our parents what's acceptable, what our belief systems are, what our values are. So are our mothers and our grandmothers saying yes to no's? And that's what love looks like. Okay, so I have to say yes to no. Okay. So is that where it comes from? Do our belief systems tell us that we need to give? And if we don't, it means we don't care. Is that the belief system that you have? If I say no, they're going to think I don't care. Is that true? Is there another belief system that you could adopt that is going to serve you better? And do we feel that others will judge us if we're not constantly stressed and overwhelmed? Well, they seem really relaxed. They mustn't be doing anything. So look at the stories that we're making up and look at the belief system. So the definition of guilt, for those of us that genuinely feel guilty, definition of guilt is you have committed a crime or an offense. Have you committed a crime or an offense? No. You've drawn a boundary. You have not done anything wrong. Guilt is a really good way of keeping us in line. If we've done something wrong, apologize, take responsibility for it, and make up for it and do better next time. But if you have not done anything wrong, you have got nothing to feel guilty about. Okay? If you haven't done anything wrong, Feel into the discomfort of them not maybe liking you as much, and that's okay. You'll be okay, so will they, okay? And if you find that people are purposely trying to make you feel guilty, look at their motivations. That's manipulation. What are they getting out of it? Because the people who are the most pissed off about you having boundaries are the ones who benefited the most from you not having any in the first place. Boom. I just dropped that bomb. So yeah, if people are annoyed at you having boundaries, what are they getting out of it? And we want to avoid confrontations and difficult conversations. Again, refer back to those big four fears. If I confront them, they're not going to like me. If I confront them, they're not going to belong. Take the breaths. Know that you'll be okay. And so will they. Okay? Communicate what it is that you need and thank them for their understanding. You do not need to explain yourself. Just say, I'm sorry, I need to do this. Thank you for your understanding. Don't apologize. Just say, thanks for that. Thank you for understanding. Don't apologize. Excellent. I'm glad you're loving this, Cherie. Brilliant. Okay. And if you're worried about missing out on things, and Manny Jens, I'm looking at you. Trust your body. If your body's saying no, it's a no. Just trust that you don't need to be there if your body's saying no. It feels heavy for a reason. Trust it. Okay? So it's a no in your body for a reason. Okay. Number 2, we're getting there, people. Drama drains. The drama drains. Why is it important to avoid the dramas? So gossip, drama, taking sides, that can be very, very exciting. It can feel kind of fun. Like I 100% always down for the drama and the gossip at one stage in my life. But it very quickly becomes a time and an energy vampire. There are times when it just doesn't feel right. And it's pretty low vibe as well. Pretty low vibe. If people are gossiping to you, chances are they're going to be gossiping to other people about you as well. So it doesn't feel good, okay? It can be very uncomfortable to hear. So when someone is talking to you inappropriately about other people, it feels like it's like, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to know about this. But it can feel even more uncomfortable to put a stop to the conversation because you don't want to make them feel awful, right? Anyone been in that situation? Yeah. So that can be a reason why we get embroiled in drama, because we don't know how to stop it. We don't know how to take ourselves out of it. And we can get very involved in other people's drama if we are thinking that they're not acting or behaving in a way that we think is acceptable. It's like, why are they doing that? I wouldn't do it that way. So we get involved. We start gossiping about it. We start judging it. So these are the drama drains. Okay, this is how I'm trying to creep in other topics in the one topic. So I hope I don't overwhelm people too much with it. I just wanted to cram it all in. So why do we get involved in the drama drains? Can we just take a moment to appreciate this monkey as well with his red bum? So why do we do it? Why do we get involved in dramas? It's a good distraction, isn't it? Takes us away from our own shit. It's why we watch reality TV. Like it's a good distraction. Wow, look at their life. I'm glad they've got that to deal with, because yeah, I wouldn't want that. And it gives us a sense of significance and importance and makes us feel better about our own lives when we get involved in other people's dramas, or if we listen to other people's dramas. If we come from a dramatic family, if we come from a family who loves chaos, who is always embroiled in drama, is very emotionally dramatic, calmness can actually feel foreign to us. Like, I'm not sure who's got an overly dramatic family, but sometimes drama feels more comfortable than calmness and stillness and peace, because our brain loves sameness. It's familiar. We know the outcome. So it's predictable. So our brain loves it. So we might gravitate towards it more. So there's that aspect. And it gives us a sense of belonging as well. When we're gossiping about other people, there's a bit of a us against them kind of thing. So it buys into that core need of belonging. So belonging is a core human need. We need to belong. It feeds into that sense as well. So how to recognize drama. I'm not going to go into this deeply, but this is just really interesting if you wanted to look it up yourself. If you're thinking, is this drama? There's this little drama triangle that one of my other clients found, and it's really interesting. So to have and create drama, there needs to be a persecutor, a rescuer, and a victim. And that's what's called the drama triangle. So it all starts with a victim or a persecutor, and then they enroll other people to play the other parts. And each member has a payoff for being in that drama triangle. And so by becoming involved in the drama triangle, you are perpetuating the drama triangle. So that I actually got from a site. For those of you that are frantically trying to take notes, you're probably not going to be able to see it all, but it's from listeningpartnership.com was the site that I took that screenshot from. So if you wanted to look into the drama cycle, that's where I found that particular picture. But isn't it interesting? It's so true. There's always a persecutor. There's someone who's angry, who's blaming, who's bullying. There's always the victim. So who's being persecuted, who's getting bullied. And then we've got the person who wants to rescue the victim. So it's so interesting, isn't it? So yeah, that's how you can recognize that you are in a drama triangle, is this little Karpman drama triangle. So yeah, so I won't go too deeply into that because I'm cognizant of time. So the trigger is someone is talking about someone or gossiping and it doesn't feel good. And it doesn't feel good because it goes against your values. You probably have values of authenticity, of being genuine, of being kind, of being nice to people, and talking about other people is butting up against those values like no one's business. And you're like, oh, this doesn't feel good. So it's a values mismatch. You hear someone is acting or being a way that you never would, or you can't understand, and so you judge them. So those are the triggers in this particular drama drain. So the feeling, the uncertainty, the fear that you have is, if I don't engage in this conversation, I'm not going to belong to the family. If I don't get embroiled in this drama with this person, they're going to think I'm up myself. Oh, look at you with your high values. Ooh, get off on your high horse. Us Australians, we love doing that shit. Tall poppy, are you? Cut that down. Think you're better than us, do you? By having your values. So yeah, so you can fear that judgment around that. And unpredictable behavior makes me feel uncomfortable. So when people aren't acting in a way or doing things that you wouldn't do, the outcome is uncertain. That makes you feel uncomfortable. And I've done those two in different colors because we're going to be touching on that in the third thing, where we are, what's the third thing? I'm going along one train of thought and then I'm getting distracted by another one. So the third point that I'm making, I will definitely, the rescuing people. So these I'm touching on when we go to rescuing and saving. So unpredictable behavior makes me feel uncomfortable. So the behavior that we adopt that doesn't serve us is we awkwardly agree. We go along with the conversation and we just like it just feels crap, but we go along with it because we don't want to make the other person feel uncomfortable, right? Or we become judgmental, so we belong to the group. Oh yeah, I wouldn't do that either. Oh no, not in a million years. Yeah, I belong with you guys. I don't belong with them. So we judge. And if I get involved, I feel more certain of the outcome. So if we embroil ourselves into it, if we try and get involved, if we try and change it, we're more certain of the outcome because we had a say in it. So those are the behaviors that we can engage in that don't serve us. I need that picture and put it up at work. Yes, I'll get it to you, Nikki. 100%. Yep. So the outcome of that or the cost is you've lost integrity with yourself. You've let your values slip by embroiling yourself in that conversation that didn't feel good. Judging others has taken the spotlight off yourself. So no one's looking at me if they're looking over there, right? So you've averted judgment from yourself onto someone else, and it's wasted energy. It feels heavy. If you're engaging in conversations that do not feel good for you, that don't feel like they're in integrity with you, and they're not a values match, that feels heavy. And always remember, like, when you will never look back with fondness and pride on the moments when you let your values slip for comfort. So when you let your values slip, you're never going to look back on those moments and go, oh, yes, I chose peace and certainty over my values. You're never going to fist pump yourself for that. Okay. How's everyone going? We good? Excellent, excellent. Cool, cool, cool. So that's the cost when you embroil yourself in other people's drama. So how to resolve it? Just trust that these conversations, they don't feel right for a reason. They feel heavy for a reason. And it's because it's going against who you are. Okay. So the cost is your values and your peace of mind. I didn't stand up for my values there and it feels really shit. And I've just sold another piece of my soul. So that's the cost. So trust your body instincts. If it doesn't feel right, it isn't right. This body that we have been given, this meat suit that we've been given to bang around this life with, is filled with feelings and instincts. And when we go against those feelings and those instincts and how we feel in our bodies, it's taking us away from who we really are. This is what we've been given to navigate our way through this world. So trust your body and how it feels about things. If it feels wrong, it's wrong. Okay. So if you are in a conversation that doesn't feel good, bow out of it as soon as you can. And again, the fear is going to come up. I get it. We're going to talk through it. People will soon learn your boundaries. Boundaries is a theme that keeps on coming up. If they realize that you keep bowing out of these conversations as soon as they start, they're going to go, oh, I'm not going to start talking to Linda about that because she's going to bow out. I'm not going to talk to Linda about that because she never gets involved and she's no fun. She doesn't play into my drama triangle. So I'm not going to include her. So they will soon learn your boundaries. And know that if other people are gossiping about others, they're more than likely doing it about you as well. And that doesn't feel good. So have a think about what place these people have in your life. So awesome gossip and drama enders is if someone says, oh, what do you think about this? I have absolutely no opinion about that. I don't have an opinion. So that's a good way to stop the conversation. Oh, well, if that's the way they want to live, it's not really up to us, is it? Cutting it down that way. Another really good way, if you're really getting peeved off with this person and they're talking about other people in a way that's not very nice, why are you telling me this? Woo! Doesn't that put the mirror up? Why are you telling me this? It actually like calls them on their own bullshit. Why are you telling me this? Well, I'm doing it because it's really gossipy and it feels really fun. Like no one's going to say that, are they? Because it feels really bitchy and that's fun. No one's going to say that. This sounds like none of my business is a really good way to shut it down as well. So again, all about boundaries. Who's going to use those? And it's going to feel uncomfortable. Take the breaths. 4 breaths in, 4 breaths out. As they're da-da-da-da-da-da. Take the breaths, then say the things. Calm your nervous system down. You'll be okay, and so will they. Okay? So this is a great segue into number 3 as well. If you're wondering why people aren't being a certain way, acting a certain way, not doing something that you would do, stop, bring your energy. Why are they saying that? Why are they acting that way? Why are they doing that? Why are they raising their kids that way? Stop. Not your monkey, not your circus. Bring your energy back. These are your monkeys. So your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, your actions, your triggers, what you do with your money, what you do with your time, how you raise your kids, they're your monkeys. What they do with their kids, what they do with their time, what they do with their money, how they think, what their opinions are, what their beliefs, they're monkeys. Their monkeys are not your monkeys. Do not make their monkeys your monkeys. You cannot control their monkeys even if you wanted to. Does that little circle of control help? I'll probably need to make that into a PDF, I think. Repeat to myself, not my monkeys. Absolutely, Cherie. And Heps is going to try number 1. Or what was number 1? Hang on, let me go back. Oh, I have absolutely no opinion about that. I love that. Excellent. Use that, Heps. I can't wait to hear how it goes. Okay, yep. So your monkeys, they're monkeys. You can control your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, what you do, what you say. You can't control anyone else's. Okay, so that brings it right into number 3, the unrequired hero. Who sweeps in and rescues and fixes things? Helps little old ladies across the street who are perfectly okay of walking themselves across the street. Why is it important to understand that you may be an unrequired hero? So this is, I've got the finger on the trigger for this one, people. Hang in there with me. This is going to trigger anyone who rescues. Yep. Sorry, Cherie. Oh, great chat. Excellent. Thank you, Gina. I'll make it into a PDF and I'll do it as a giveaway when I send out the replays. Would that be okay? I'll do the monkeys and the circle of the that'll be good. That'll be fun. Yep, this is you, Cherie. Okay, so unrequired hero. Fixing, rescuing, saving, doing everything for everyone is one of the most energetically draining things that you can do. Okay, so you are not only just taking on other people's monkeys from their circus, you are going into their circus under a cover of darkness with formaldehyde and making the monkeys breathe the formaldehyde, putting them in a sack, throwing them over your shoulder and bringing them purposefully into your circus. Okay, you're literally really wanting to take on these monkeys. You want, please let me take your monkeys. Please, you're not looking after them well enough. I want to look after your monkeys, okay? So you're fawn and a rescuer. Nikki's triggered. Alexander, my mother-in-law. Oh, to say that, but she might take the recording. I'm kidding. Love you, Helen. Okay. So yes, you're kidnapping other people's monkeys purposefully because you think they can't look after their own monkeys, okay? So this is truly hijacking other people's monkeys, and it comes from a place of wanting to help. I get it. I just want to help. I just want to help. But problem's never the problem, is it? The problem is never the problem. You have an ulterior motive that you may not be aware of, because everything's a strategy. And we do what we do because we get something out of it. Am I right? Trigger. My hubby likes to swoop in and fix stuff. I always say to him, don't remember asking for a Millsy. I am with you. It is a man thing. Men fix shit. And sometimes we just want to be heard. We don't want to be fixed. Thank you very much. So yeah. Good for him. This is not your monkey or your circus, love. So why are we the unrequired hero? Why do we swoop in? Why do we fix? Oh, this is gold. This is gold. I've saved the best till last, 1,000,000%. I triggered now. Sorry, Cherie. So why do we do it? We are more certain of the outcomes when we do it ourselves because it gets done right, because we love certainty. Uncertainty scares us. If we have a say, we get to know what the outcome's going to be a little bit more. Yep. Lynn's like, yes. We like to feel needed. We like to be indispensable to people. There's a reason for this too. Yep. Control freak. Yep. We want to be needed. 100%. If we are indispensable, fingers on the trigger, if we are indispensable, no one will leave us or abandon us. What if they can't do without us? They'll never leave us if they can't do without us. Nikki's like, my head. I'm with you, sister. I'm with you. No one will leave us if we're indispensable. If we feel guilty if we don't try and fix it and it didn't work out. What if we did nothing and they stuffed it up? What if? Hell says, what if we wish they would, but still can't help us? Oh, hell, I'm going to help you out with this. I do this in coaching all the time. It's a good one. Okay. Stay with me, people. Okay. So the trigger is, oops, down, right. Oh my God, sorry. This has to happen at least once a masterclass. Okay, trigger. Someone is struggling or needs help. Oh, trigger. Someone is doing something in a way that is different than you would do it. So that's the trigger. Oh, I feel very uncertain, uncomfortable, and fearful. If I don't help them, I won't be needed. Right? I will be judged as lazy, or they will think that I don't care if I don't try and fix it. And it won't turn out right if I don't do it. So that's the uncertainty. That's the fear, right? So the behavior that we do that doesn't serve us is we take it on and we do it ourselves. We get involved when we didn't get asked to be involved. We fix it, and we might be appreciated or we might not be appreciated. Mum, stay out of it. I didn't ask you. There was no invitation to help fix it, right? And you used up your own energy to fix it for other people. The outcome or the cost of this is you're exhausted. You're busier than what you should be. You're overwhelmed. You're closer to burnout because you're adopting all of these monkeys that you don't have time, space, energy, money, food for. You're taking on all these monkeys. And you feel calmer, though, because you have given into your compulsion to need to fix things. This need to fix, hell, is a compulsion. And we need to fight those compulsions, which is a whole other coaching session. So Cherie says, for me, it's totally control to keep the comfort and the boat doesn't rock. Yep. You're going to love this bit. So is anyone like triggered as fuck right now? Like, is everyone like, yep, 100%. And this brings up stuff, people. Like, if you need to really have a think about this, if you need to have a cry about this, go, oh my God, I had no idea. It's okay. Emotion needs to come out, so let it come out, okay? Yep, I see you, Nikki. I'm with you, sis. It's the projector in me that needs to keep practicing. No, absolutely, hell, 100%. Yep, because projectors, if you don't wait for that invitation, you're going to feel unrecognized, unheard, unseen. You're going to think that no one wants to hear what you have to say, but they do. You just need to wait for that invitation, okay? So understand why you are doing it. Yeah, all of it. So Jody, triggered as it's my mother-in-law tooth on someone on the receiving end. It can come across as very controlling. 100%, Jody. Yes. And it feels horrible to be on the receiving end of that, isn't it? It's like, can't you let me just make a freaking decision for myself? Like, yeah, I know, right? It's like, just let me make my own mistakes. Okay? So, yeah. So understand why you guys are doing it. Okay, and it's okay. As I say, these things are not your fault. These are behaviors that you adopted when you were younger to feel safe, and you didn't learn any different. And it's okay. Once you know better, you will do better. Okay, so I understand, comes from a good place. You want to help. I get it. I really do. But how would you feel? So drop below the neck again. If you didn't fix it, if you didn't rescue, if you didn't save people, how's your body feel? I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let them do it. I'm just going to watch the train wreck happen. How does that feel? Yep. Feels big, doesn't it? Feels freaking scary. It feels intensely uncomfortable. It puts you right in fear. You don't know the outcome. Oh my effing God. That's hard to do. Really hard. Okay. So would it be fair to say then that you rescue, you fix, you save to alleviate your own discomfort, not actually really to help them? You want to help them, absolutely, comes from a good place, but really you alleviate your own discomfort around it. Oh, I fixed it. I'm good now. So yeah, there's an ulterior motive. Yeah, 100%. So fingers on the trigger again. Hope you're ready for this. Dropping bombs. When you fix, when you save, when you rescue, what you're actually doing is you are not allowing them to be resourceful and responsible for themselves. You are taking them off their own path of experience and learning. Think of all of the experiences that you've had in your life, right? Think of all of the times that you have stuffed it up, that you have mucked it up, that you zigged when you should have zagged, and oh, geez, I'd really stuffed that up. but it has made you who you are. And would you exchange that experience for anything? No. So why are you taking it away from them? Words don't teach, experience does. So do not take that away from them. I'm feeling the emotion in the room, like my open emotional solar plexus is taking it all in. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. And take a moment to process all of this stuff too, because this is big stuff. I told you I'd be dropping bombs this one. So yes, you're taking them off their own path of experience and movement. Don't take it away from them. And also what you're saying to them, what they're hearing from you when you go into swoop and you rescue and you save is, you're not doing enough or being enough to be acceptable to me. So I need to do this for you because you're not capable. That's what that's saying to them. That's what they're hearing. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. So if you are absolutely triggered by this conversation, I always say you're welcome, because triggers are a gift that makes you think, wow, I actually need to look at what this means for me. So triggers, don't look at it as like, oh my God, Kerry triggered me so badly, I'm never going to another one of her masterclasses again because they've made me feel all sorts of shit and she's horrible. No. Go, what is it about that conversation that made me so upset? What triggered me? And have a think about that, journal around that. Okay. So what we need to do, and this is the hard bit, as I say with all my coaching, it's simple, but it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Allow them to fix their own problems, make their own mistakes, and round up their own stinking monkeys, because they're not your monkeys, it's their monkeys. They gave birth to these monkeys. They wanted these monkeys. These monkeys are their journey. These monkeys are their life path. Let them keep their monkeys. Let them look after their monkeys. It's like giving your child a puppy and then looking after the puppy, not your puppy. Okay? Their job is to become resourceful people, take responsibility for the choices that they make, and walk their own path. That is their purpose. That is their life path. Your job and your journey is to sit with the discomfort of not doing a goddamn thing about it. Oh, God, Kerry, what are you making me do? Your purpose, your path is to let them do it. Obviously, this is for adult children. This isn't for like small children. If they are going to be in danger, obviously, please pull them out of the way of the car or the oncoming train. But adult children, if they're going to make mistakes, let them do it. Your work colleagues, if they're making a mistake, let them do it. They don't need you fixing it. This is their path. Let them walk it. Okay? They will be okay. And so will you. Your need to fix it is a compulsion. It is not helpful for them. And it's a lesson for you to sit with the discomfort and not give in to the compulsion. I have done a whole group coaching session about this, and it's a big one. Natural consequence is a brilliant teacher. I love that, Millsy. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use it. Again, for the people in the back, their monkeys, their circus, their actions, their thoughts, what they do with their money, what they do with their kids, what they do with their time, their actions, their thoughts, their words are theirs, not yours. You can't control what other people say, do, be, act, feel, say. But you can control your thoughts, your opinions, what you say, what you buy into, what you don't. Okay? I have been really working on this, especially with that. Excellent, Cherie. Really good. And sitting with that compulsion, feeling the discomfort, breathing through it. When I learned this stuff from Remy Pearson at the Coaching Institute, and she taught this, she said she has sat with a compulsion and fighting against the compulsion for like 5 hours. Like she has sat there and gone, I'm not going to ring. I'm not going to interfere. I'm not going to ring. And she sat with the discomfort, hand on heart, hand on the feeling, breathe through it, talk through it, cried through it. This is hard. This is hard. These are our kids. These are the people that we love. And it's hard not to try and change it, but we have to let them. Okay. Not our monkeys, not our circus. So key takeaways. Oh, we're almost there. I almost ran on time, ladies. So, okay, just collective deep breath now. Let's all just take a moment. Let's just shake out our shoulders. That was really, really big. Shake out our shoulders, shake our heads. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. One more. We're triggered. We're okay. We have survived 100% of every one of our hardest days. We have got this. We have got this. We will not die. We are safe. We are good. We can do hard things and we won't die. Okay? So the key takeaways that I really wanted you guys to have from this masterclass is learn to deal with uncertainty and fear. Uncertainty and fear is always going to be there, but what changes is how you deal with it. Okay? So not only will you be able to decipher and wrestle your own monkeys, so you can figure out what are your monkeys and what are other people's monkeys, not only that, you will actually become unstoppable. When you learn that the outcomes are not always going to be certain and you're going to feel the fear, but you'll push through it and you'll be okay, there ain't nothing you can't do, and you will get better at it every time you do it. Every time you do it. Put the other side of your fear is your freedom for you to be your 100% authentic self. Okay? So that's key takeaway number one is know that uncertainty and fear is always going to be there. Breathe through it. Calm your nervous system through it. And know you'll be okay. Number two, you are allowed to have boundaries. Oh dear, hang on, peaked early again. Where are we? You're allowed to have boundaries and you are allowed to suck at them. So draw those boundaries and just go, yep, I'll get back to you on that. Then say no. Always keep the promise that you made to yourself. Okay? No matter how much you suck at it, if you have to stutter, if you have to, I don't think I can do that. It doesn't matter how you do it, just friggin' do it, okay? Remember, your boundaries are up to you. How other people respond to those boundaries is not up to you. It's up to them, okay? They may not like you for a little while afterwards. You'll be okay, and so will they. It's all right. Your people are always going to love you. As a matter of fact, the more boundaries that you have with people, the more that people actually know who you are. Oh, she values that. She drew a boundary around that. We know who Nikki is now. And you will know you better as well. So the ones that are the most upset about you not having boundaries are the ones who benefited the most from you not having any. Always remember that. Write that one down. If anyone gets upset with you about having boundaries, it's because they benefited from you not ever having any. Boom. I'm blowing your mind, aren't I, Hel? Oh. Sorry, I can't hear you now. Hang on. Oh, where'd she go?
It's the wine.
Oh, God, it's the wine. Okay. You might. I think we all need a wine after this masterclass. I think I've really gotten you all in the feels.
Oh, it's definitely been a very good learning eye opener, and it's like
awesome. I love it.
You put the boundaries in, even though you know that this sounds horrible. You know that they're going to fail.
Yep.
So then you don't want them to fail because you're going to have to deal with the fallout. So you just fix it to start with.
Yep. Yeah. I love that. The problem's not the problem, and it's a strategy because you get something out of it. So you know that, I'm going to save time if I just jump in and fix it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to let them play with the magic sand and get it all over the floor and then clean up afterwards, but they had fun and they learned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Love it. Okay. So that's key takeaway number 3. Key takeaway, number 2. Number 3 is you should only feel guilty about saying no if you've done something wrong. Have you done anything wrong? No. You've just drawn a boundary. If you've done something wrong, there is no need to feel guilt. What that guilt is coming from is a story that you have made up around it. What story are you making up? If I say no, they think I don't care. Is that story true? No. So look at your beliefs, look at the stories that you're creating around the guilt, the judgment. So journal, write about where you think the guilt comes from. Was it modeled to you as a child? Did your mum and your grandmother give too much all the time? And that's what love looks like to you. So that's what you do. What are your beliefs around what is your responsibility and what isn't? Are these beliefs serving you? Because a belief is a thought that you keep on thinking, and you can stop thinking it at any time. And if your beliefs aren't serving you, it's like a radio station. You can tune into a different radio station. If you don't like heavy metal, go to easy listening. That belief serves me better. The belief that my own peace is more important than them getting the pavlova at Christmas, that's a belief that I'm tuning into. What are your beliefs? Are they serving you? Is it time to adopt new beliefs? So the way to think of your energy is everything is energy. Energy can feel good and light, or it can feel dense and heavy, which is the road to Burnoutville. Oh, no worries, Millsy. No problem. Millsy just said that her device was about to go flat. So if she bows out, that's where she's gone. So it can't be destroyed or created, only changed. So change the dense, heavy energies of saying the yeses to the nos to something that feels light, that feels good. Okay. And then just imagine, what does this masterclass give you? What has it opened up for you? So just imagine if you could break that bronze monkey cycle, what would that give you? What energy would that free up? What would that allow you to be, do, and have? If you took the energy you gave away on other people's monkeys and brought it back to yourself, what would be possible? How much more energy would you have? How much more time would you have for your family? How much would your children appreciate having you more because you're not distracting yourself all over the place? Who would you be without these concerns? Oh, killer question. That's another Remy Pearson special. Who are you without your concerns? Sometimes that can scare the shit out of us. Who are we if we're not distracting ourselves with other people's shit? What's left? And that's a whole other masterclass as well. So, yeah. So I would love to know if this conversation has been helpful. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Lovely. Has it piqued your interest to learn more about yourself? I hope so, because step right up. I've got some amazing offers for 2024. So I'm just very, very briefly going to go through these. I have got a signature coaching program that is always running in the background. But the 2 smaller offers that I've got coming up next year, and all of my group coaching clients have done these, and I've gotten amazing results from my signature program. There is not a single woman who has taken part in my signature coaching program who has not had some sort of transformation breakthroughs. And please comment in the comments, ladies, if you would. I know there's 3, Nikki, Jody, Cherie, have all been in my group coaching for a long time now. I'd love for you to write something in the comments about how you found the experience as I go through all of this. They have been through my smaller programs, and they have also been through my group coaching. So amazing offers for 2024. So smaller offers I've got, these are 4-week programs. Soul Ignite and Energetic Ass Kickery. Let's do it. Rediscover your passion. This is a really good Kickstarter for 2024 New Year's resolution stuff. Rediscover your passion and slay every day with a 4-week group coaching program. So 4 1.5-hour long sessions like this, plus a human design unpack. And it's just going to reboost your energy, get you aligned with your purpose, and get a energetic rocket up your bum. And Liz Nelson, she's done this one twice. And yeah, let me know how you found it as well. So that starts Tuesday, the 23rd of January, because I wanted that to kick off the new year. So if you are interested in that one, let me know. May even do a third. Absolutely. Good. So Cherie says is life-changing, really makes you think about how you move through life. 100% Cherie. Cherie is been like, actually all three of the ladies that are in here have been A+ students, but Cherie has shown up, she's done the work, she's shared her wins. Like life is getting better. And it's not about changing your life, it's how you experience life is what makes all the difference. And that's what this group coaching program does. But Soul Ignite, fantastic way to start the year. Then in March, I've got the Self-Care Matters program. This was frigging gangbusters, I have to say. This was fun. So no one looks at self-care the way that I do. We all think it's all green smoothies and yoga, and it can be, but there's other foundational shit that you have to get sorted out before you get that. Because green smoothies and yoga ain't going to do nothing if you haven't dealt with your inner world first. So no one really looks at self-care the way that I do with this. This starts in March, okay? Feel what you feel, know what you need, get what you want is what self-care is all about. The real self-care that matters. And this is for women who have got shit to do. This isn't airy-fairy stuff. So both probably, oh, thank you, ladies. I love this. Jody says, amazing coaches help me guide in so many areas. Just do it. Thanks, Jody. So Kerry's been amazing and it's life-changing, continually learning and growing. Thank you, Nikki. Oh, you warm my heart. The cockles of my heart, ladies. Okay, so both of these programs are selling at $999, but if you sign up and put a deposit down before Christmas, and I do payment plans, I have had people give me $40 a week for 18 months. I will do anything to get you into my world. I don't care what it takes, okay? Special offer is $777 for each of those programs if you sign up and if you pop a deposit down before Christmas, even if it's just $50, okay? So that's the special offer that I've got. If you buy both of them, I'll knock 10% off the total price. So whatever 777 times 2 is, I'll knock off 10% off that as well. Okay, so that is the offer. Plus, of course, I've got my afternoon shift in which you get all of my small programs, plus weekly group coaching, plus one-on-ones, plus your human design reading. This is the whole shebang. If you want to know about that, jump on a call with me. When I send you out the replay, I will send you a link that will book you in for a half-hour chat with me if you wanted to know about the big group, the big signature program. But that is the big kahuna, the gold standard, the mumbo jumbo, the good stuff. Mumbo jumbo? I don't even know what I'm saying now. But if none of that appeals to you, please just stay in my world anyway, because I love having you. I love having you jump on my lives. I love having your feedback. I love hearing all about you and being involved. So please just stay with me. That's a self-portrait. Do you like that? So stay with me on my personal page. Follow me on Instagram at Operation Abundance HD, and that is my email if you ever want to reach out to me or just PM me. I am always here for you. I want to serve on every level. I want women to be singing their songs. That's what I'm here for. Thank you, ladies, for coming to tonight's session. I've really felt that this has been friggin' gangbusters. I don't know if it's just my own personal opinion, but I'm hoping that you guys got heaps, stacks and tons of value out of this session. For all of those who didn't rock up, aren't they suckers, hey? Why wouldn't you sign up for this, right? So thank you so much for coming and jumping on live. I appreciate you all so much for coming, and thank you for your energy and your vulnerability and for being here. And have a fantastic Tuesday night, everyone. And thank you, Linda. I know it's late over in New Zealand. So excellent. So have a great night, everyone. And I'll see you all later. Excellent. Emotional truth. Oh, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Carrie.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I've got such good comments. Oh, lovely. I'm just reading through all the comments. It's so lovely. Hey, all Gina's like, how do I get off this thing? How are you going, Jodie? You all right? Yeah. Oh, good. Excellent. All right. Okay. Bye, ladies. Oh, give so much.